Your little one tells you her ear hurts. Swimmer's ear or a regular ear infection? That's the question we hear all summer, and here's the fast answer first. Gently pull the top of your child's outer ear or press the little flap in front of the ear canal. If that simple tug makes the pain clearly worse, you're most likely looking at swimmer's ear. If it barely registers, especially with a cold, think regular ear infection instead. The reason that works is location. Swimmer's ear is in the outer canal, the tube you can see into, and it's lined with skin. When you tug the ear, you're moving that inflamed skin, so it hurts. A middle ear infection sits behind the eardrum, where your finger can't reach, so wiggling the outside doesn't do much. So let's talk about what swimmer's ear actually is. Doctors call it otitis externa. It's an irritation and infection of that outer canal, and it usually starts after water sits in the ear. That's why we see so much of it in a Florida summer, between the pool, the lake, the splash pad, and the beach. The early sign is often an itch. Then it starts to hurt. The canal can look red or swollen. The ear feels full, and hearing sounds muffled. And it follows water, not a cold. A middle ear infection is the one most parents picture. It happens behind the eardrum, and it tends to ride in on a cold when the little tube that drains the middle ear gets blocked and fluid builds up. In babies who can't tell you what hurts, you might see extra fussiness, ear tugging, or sleep and feeding that have gone off. Now, the honest part. These two can blur together, and a child can have both at once. The only way to know for sure what's going on behind the eardrum is to look at it, and that's what an otoscope is for. The tug test is a great first read at home, and it helps you decide how fast to call, but it doesn't replace a look in the ear. That look is what tells us whether your child needs ear drops, something else, or just time and comfort. While you wait to be seen, a few things help. Keep the ear dry and pause the swimming. A warm compress can ease the ache. For pain, an over-the-counter reliever is reasonable, but ask us for the right amount because it depends on your child's weight. And a couple of things to skip. Don't dig in the canal with a cotton swab. That only packs things in and scratches sore skin. And don't put home remedies or leftover drops into an ear that's painful or draining, because if the eardrum has a hole in it, the wrong drops can do real harm. When an ear hurts enough to ask about it, let us look first. Once you've been through it, you'll want to prevent the next round, and that's mostly about drying. After swimming, tilt your child's head to each side to let the water run out and dry the outside of the ears gently. For kids who get it again and again, drying drops and well-fitted earplugs can help, but check with us first, especially if your child has ear tubes or has ever had a hole in the eardrum. So when should you stop watching and call us? Call if there's pus, blood, or fluid draining from the ear. If the outer ear or the skin behind it looks swollen, red, or warm. If the pain is bad enough to interrupt sleep, or if it isn't better after a day or two of home care. The ear that looks the same from the outside can be two different problems inside, and that's exactly why we'd rather take the call than have you sort it out alone. If your child's ear is hurting, call us at East Lake Pediatrics, and we'll figure it out together. Stay healthy, my friends.